This is not just another message floating on your screen. This is your warning shot, your moment to either lean in or get left behind. Because what's coming on July 13th and 14th isn't just a date slip in time, it's a spiritual trapdoor. And most people are about to fall right through it, eyes wide shut. They'll laugh it off, keep scrolling, plan their weekend like nothing's brewing. But something is, and once it hits, no amount of hindsight will fix what was lost in the silence. Think of it like an unseen storm gathering heat. No thunder, no lightning, just a pressure building in the air, until suddenly it breaks. And when it does, it won't knock politely. It'll rearrange your reality. The job you thought was secure, gone. That relationship you thought was solid, cracked. A door you should have walked through, sealed shut. You'll look back at this weekend and wonder, why didn't I see it? That's how this works. Silent shifts, loud consequences. They say the universe doesn't scream, it whispers. But if you ignore the whisper, it will roar. And this is the roar. The kind that shakes your bones and doesn't apologize. You either catch it and align, or you miss it and rewind. You ever seen a bird sit still right before an earthquake? That calm isn't peace, it's warning. That gut feeling you've been having lately, the one you can't quite explain, that's your spirit tapping on the glass. Wake up. If you felt the glitch in the energy, the sudden heaviness, the feeling like something's off but you can't say why, you're not crazy. You're being prepared. But preparation means action, awareness, alignment. Most people will be sleeping through this one, but not you, not if you're here. Drop 77 in the comments if you feel this. Like and subscribe to help this message reach the ones still in the fog. Someone you love might need this more than you think. And remember, real awakenings don't come with fireworks. They come with quiet inner earthquakes. Now let's talk about what's really happening behind July 13th and 14th. Because once you understand it, you'll never treat a weekend the same way again. Chapter 1. The Spiritual Interference. Let's go deeper now. You've been warned about the dates. Now let's talk about the energy that will be pulsing beneath the surface. Because this isn't just any weekend. This is interference weekend. And you'll feel it in your spirit before you ever see it with your eyes. When the light within you starts to rise, when your energy sharpens, when your glow starts turning heads, it doesn't just call in blessings, it wakes the shadows. And this weekend, your glow will become a beacon. Not just for the right things, but for everything hidden, bitter, chaotic, and unresolved. It's like walking through a hallway full of static electricity. Every step you take, you pick up energy that's not even yours. It clings to your thoughts, pokes at your emotions, tries to throw off your clarity. That's not a coincidence. That's spiritual interference. You'll notice it in how people suddenly start acting off. Someone might randomly pick a fight, make a passive-aggressive comment, or guilt trip you out of nowhere. Old energies might try to circle back. People you've outgrown, memories you buried, habits you thought were dead. Why? Because something doesn't want you aligned. Something doesn't want you still. Because stillness is how you hear truth. This isn't just chaos, it's targeted noise. Like spiritual radio static trying to block the one frequency that's meant for you. The guidance, the clarity, the gut feeling. It gets drowned out if you get reactive, defensive, or too busy trying to explain yourself. You don't owe anyone access to your energy this weekend. Your silence is your sword. Your distance is your protection. Think of this energy like a test, like the universe is trying to see, can she hold her peace even when everything around her is screaming for a reaction? Can he stay grounded even when the room turns stormy? And maybe you're thinking, but what if I have plans? What if someone needs to hear how I feel? What if I'm being disrespected? Here's the truth. What you don't say this weekend will protect you more than anything you could shout. Sometimes the real power isn't in the clapback. It's in the calm, the pause, the retreat. So lay low, stay observant. Let people reveal who they really are without giving them the fuel they're hoping for. Because this interference, it's not personal, but how you respond to it will shape everything that happens after. Chapter 2. The Saturn Retrograde Audit. Let's get something straight. July 13th isn't just stirring emotional waters, it's a cosmic inspection. On this day, Saturn, the great taskmaster of the skies, throws the car in reverse. And when Saturn reverses, it doesn't just rewind events, it reviews your soul. Every choice, every pattern, every shortcut you thought nobody noticed, This isn't punishment, it's an audit, and not the kind you can talk your way out of. Saturn doesn't care about how busy you've been. It wants truth, structure, accountability. So if you've been cutting corners, spiritually, emotionally, or even with your own boundaries, expect the consequences to show up fast, like a teacher collecting a test you forgot to study for. Expect delays that seem random, people calling out your contradictions, conversations that circle back to unresolved wounds. That's Saturn showing you the homework you skipped. Now you might ask, why now? Why all at once? Because Saturn doesn't play favorites, it plays long games. What didn't get resolved in the past 6 months is now on the table. What you swept under the rug, it's crawling out. But here's the catch. If you've been doing the work, staying in alignment even when it wasn't convenient, this retrograde won't shake you. While others feel like their world is glitching, you'll move through it like a mountain in a storm. That's not ease, that's earned peace. Still, this isn't the final test, it's the prelude. Because what's coming after this retrograde shift? It might not just shake your schedule, it might shake your reality itself. Stay awake. Chapter 3, the nervous system reboot. Here's where things get physical, literally. Because around July 13th and 14th, your body might start acting like it's glitching. But before you panic or assume something's wrong, listen closely. Your nervous system isn't breaking down, it's booting up. You might feel dizzy for no reason. Mental fog could hit like a wave. Your sleep, scattered, dreams, vivid and strange. You might even get those strange brain zaps, chest pressure, or sudden waves of sadness or joy that don't seem to come from anywhere. But this isn't random. This is a spiritual software update, a full reboot of the system. Think of it like this. When your phone updates, the screen goes black. It slows down. Sometimes it freezes. It's not broken. It's becoming smarter, faster, more capable. That's you right now. The veil between dimensions is thinner this weekend, and for the energy-sensitive souls out there, it's like standing in a cosmic downpour of karmic data. Old pain, new insight, past timelines, they're all hitting your system at once. That's why you feel off. You're absorbing more than your conscious mind can name. So if you're asking yourself, am I losing it? Why do I feel everything so intensely? You're not alone. You're not broken. You're just sinking to a new frequency. Don't rush to numb it. Don't fight the discomfort. Your body is doing ancient work right now, integrating timelines and trauma you didn't even know were still lingering. Let it update. Let the static move through. This friction, it's sacred. Something is being rewritten inside you, and when the code is clean, the clarity will come. Chapter 4, the divine inbox and karma sorting. Here's where it gets mystical, but real. The universe may run on silence, but it never forgets. Every intention you whispered, every vision you held in your chest like a secret flame, every prayer you cried into your pillow when no one was watching. None of it vanished, it was just waiting. Queued in a divine inbox marked pending. And now on July 13th and 14th, that inbox is being opened. This is the karmic sorting window. Like a giant energetic post office, the universe is deciding what gets delivered, what gets returned to sender, and what gets shredded for your own protection. You'll feel it as sudden shifts, messages, calls, reroutes, rejections, reunions, divine delays that suddenly make sense. If you're asking, why now? Why not when I begged for it? Here's the truth. The universe doesn't respond to need. It responds to alignment. You've evolved. And some things you asked for 6 months ago, they're no longer in tune with the person you're becoming. So don't take the silence as punishment. It's redirection, a course correction, a no, that's really a not like this. This weekend is a cosmic delivery room. Some desires are being born into reality. Others are being lovingly buried because your frequency outgrew them. And if what you wanted came from ego, fear, or desperation, expect either stillness or a shakeup that forces you to let go. This isn't chaos. This is cosmic housekeeping, the kind that empties old drawers and reshelves your entire fate. Let it happen. What's meant to land now will land like lightning. The rest, let it fly. Chapter 5, the portal of synchronicity. This weekend, reality gets weird, but only if you're paying attention. Because from July 13th to 14th, the veil between worlds doesn't just thin, it responds. You're not just walking through time. You're walking through a living map, and every flicker, every repeated number, every random song lyric that hits too close? That's not coincidence. That's spiritual code. These next 48 hours activate something deeper, a portal of synchronicity. You might think of someone, and they call. Glance at the clock, and it's 11:11. Hear a sentence on a podcast that answers a question you didn't even speak out loud. That's not just the universe playing games. That's the divine dropping breadcrumbs, clues, clarity, course corrections. You might ask, why now? Why all at once? Because this weekend isn't about chaos, it's about convergence. You're being scanned, guided, realigned. And those pings, they're from your higher self, your ancestors, even timelines you've only touched in dreams. It's not surveillance in the creepy sense, it's spiritual triangulation, the divine gathering data to guide you where you actually belong. But here's the catch. If you ignore the signs, they vanish. If you keep scrolling, keep rushing, keep doubting, the message disappears. This portal doesn't wait around for the distracted. It only rewards the awake. So if you feel pressure, heaviness, or like the walls are whispering, they are. You're not paranoid, you're just slightly out of alignment. Step back, pay attention. That next coincidence might be the last chance to reroute before the doors close. The map is alive. Are you reading it or walking past the ink? Chapter 6, The Forbidden Yes. Now we enter the part of the portal that tests your courage. The part where your next level doesn't come with instructions, only a feeling. Around July 13th and 14th, something might show up that looks small, random, or even a little dangerous. A message, an idea, an invitation, and it'll feel wrong and right at the same time. That's what we call the forbidden yes, an opportunity disguised as a dare. It won't wear a halo. It won't arrive with flashing signs that say, "This is your big break." No, this one will whisper, and that whisper will feel like tension in your gut, a heartbeat too loud in your chest, or a soft voice saying, "What if you just tried?" Why does it feel so risky? Because this isn't ego bait, it's soul expansion. This yes isn't about comfort. It's about crossing the invisible line between the life you know and the one you haven't let yourself imagine. That's why it feels forbidden. It's coded to challenge the version of you that's been playing safe. And if you're wondering, but what if it's the wrong move? Understand this. The right opportunities rarely feel safe. Safety is history. Growth feels like chaos before it becomes clarity. The forbidden yes won't offer guarantees, but it will offer change. Fast, clean, irreversible change. So if your chest tightens and your spirit leans in, listen. That's your future knocking. And if you say yes, fully without conditions, then in that moment, your past loses its power to decide what happens next. Chapter 7, The Aftermath. Locked in or locked out. When July 14th fades, there won't be fireworks, no alarms, no flash of light announcing what just happened. But energetically, a door slams shut, quietly, permanently. And from that moment on, everything that was in motion either locks in or locks out. Some people won't notice anything right away, but they'll wake up feeling lighter. They'll breathe easier. Unexpected ideas will flood their mind. Dreams will start offering strange clarity. These are the ones who pass the checkpoint, maybe without even knowing it. They didn't force, they didn't chase, they stayed present, reflective, still. And the portal rewarded them not with noise, but with access. Access to a new frequency that makes things feel smoother, like life is now cooperating with them. Others, though, may feel a fog settle in. Not depression, not disaster, just drag. Things feel slower, plans stall, people flake. Emotions loop like a stuck record. That's not punishment, it's misalignment. Like showing up 1 minute after the train left. The journey still exists, but it'll take longer. More layovers, more reroutes. And you might ask, did I miss it? Did I fail? No, you didn't fail. But this was never about perfection. This was about presence. The universe doesn't care how productive you were. It cares how aware you were. Whether you sat with yourself, whether you listened to the subtle nudges. This weekend was a checkpoint, a spiritual border crossing, the end of one energetic cycle and the root system of the next. Watch what resurfaces now, what conversations circle back, what dreams pull at you again. That's how you'll know what timeline you're on. Because July 13th and 14th weren't here to test your worth. They were here to reposition your soul. And now, as the portal quietly seals behind us, you'll start to feel the shift. Subtle for some, undeniable for others. This wasn't just another weekend. It was a spiritual checkpoint. And whether you feel calm or chaos right now, trust that you're being aligned. If this message stirred something in you, confirmation, clarity, even questions, you were meant to hear it. Like this video, subscribe for more energy updates, and drop the number 777 in the comments if you're ready to claim the timeline meant for you. Because this shift, it didn't come to break you, it came to wake you.